I've talked to people before about some of the more challenging experiences I've had during my lifetime, but I've never done so with the intention to discredit or diminish their own hardships. Um, so last night I I received a message from an individual who was not particularly pleased with the fifth installment of my training series, and and the more I talked to them, the more I found out why. Um, when he was watching my video, he was he was silently questioning to himself why it seemed like I got to do what I wanted to do and live on my terms when he couldn't even see his son. Um, I guess he had been separated from his ex for about a year, and and he was angry and upset that he was seeing somebody live life their own way when he wasn't allowed to do the same thing. And I'm not saying this with the intention of mocking or ridiculing him at all or putting him on blast, so to speak. I'm acknowledging his story um and sympathizing with his pain because he is certainly not the first father who has been separated from their child, and the same goes for women. They've been separated from their kids for whatever reason. Um, so I really had to sit down with myself and think about what the whole purpose of this was. Um, and being that this training series is based off the story I'm writing, my goals align up with what Maria's goals in the book are, and that entails wanting to play a role in redeeming our species. Um, everything that's gone on, even in just the last 20 years alone, there have been quite a few challenging times and hardships for people all over the world. I mean, we saw what happened with COVID and how all that played out. It drove a lot of people crazy. And I think right now it's important to do what we can as individuals to try to maintain some sense of sanity in an increasingly insane world. Um, so I just you know that's what the whole purpose of this video series was to give people pause so they could reflect and engage in introspection. Um, you know, there's going to be hard times in life. It's just all a matter about how you respond to them. And I've made up my decision about how I want to respond to mine, and it's by looking inward as well as outward and reflecting on myself as a person and trying to be better than I was the day before. You know, um, it's been a long process, really, that I've been engaged in for years. Um, but it's only recently shown the fruits of its progress more recently. And after today, tomorrow starts the cycle all over. So I'll be training again tomorrow and, just doing what I can. I mean, today even I've been having to take care of my sister because she's been sick today. So she got sick this morning, so I've been looking after her all day. Um, I mean, I guess that's really just how it is. You know, there's not really anything more to it than that. You just we all got to try to remain calm because we're living in uncertain times full of peril that none of us ever expected to see. And the more we keep a level head, the more we'll be able to respond effectively if the situation were to spiral out of control. We can't control the world, but we can control how we respond to it. So that's more than anything, that's what I want, is to, help people, help people respond more effectively and just be better human beings, to work on themselves so that there's, I don't know, hope, I guess, some sort of hope to look forward to. You never know how each day is going to play out, and any single day could be our last day and we would never even know it. So I'm going to continue doing what I've always done, and I couldn't even tell you what that is, but somehow it's gotten me this far. I'm 26 years old now, so I'm not too far away from 30 at this point. But yeah, I guess that's really all there is to it. And like I said, this is the moment where we have to be willing to engage in childish whimsy and imagine that there are things that we can do that we once previously thought were impossible. I don't just want to follow the example of the heroes that I looked up to growing up. I want to be one of them. And, people might tell me it's impossible, but I just gotta not believe them if I actually want to get anywhere. Because if I cave in to the naysayers and stop trying, then I'll never really know. So I gotta keep trying, because that's the only option that's really left. And I'm gonna do what I can to make the most of it. So with that being said, I guess that concludes this little spiel I've been on, and we'll see what happens from here. This might end up being the last video I post for a good long while, so we'll see. I've got about 2,549 days left to find out. So we'll see. We'll see if we even make it that long, but we'll try.